I feel like I make the same video like every week, but here we go. You say that people understand the rules before they join the religion, but that is not true. First half, the vast majority of people who get baptized into the Jehovah's Witness religion are children. I've personally seen children as young as 10 get baptized, but their publications reference kids as young as 6. And no, I do not believe that a child at that age can fully understand a lifelong dedication to a religious organization. But I want to go into the Organized to Do Jehovah's Will book because this is the book that someone has to go through in order to be baptized as one of Jehovah's Witnesses. And specifically, I wanted to look into the issue of apostasy. And unfortunately, there are only 2 references that have to do with apostasy. One has to do with what they call the Great Apostasy, which is basically the formation of the early Christian church, the Catholic Church, and all that, and some of the doctrines that Jehovah's Witnesses do not agree with. And then there is only one other reference to it, and it's lumped in with a bunch of other sins, but not actually defined or explained as to how you become an apostate or what that even means. Because if I'm being perfectly honest, when I got baptized, I did not understand the fact that if I disagreed with the opinions of the governing body, that I would be cast out of the congregation and labeled as an apostate. And speaking of the governing body, there's only one question that has to deal with the governing body, and that's asking if you believe that they were the faithful and discreet slave that is described in the book of Matthew. Never mind that upon further review of the Bible, you might conclude that they aren't the faithful and discreet slave, or even that their interpretation of what the faithful and discreet slave is incorrect. And of course, as a child, you're not capable of understanding this issue and making an informed decision. But after going through all of those other questions, these are the 2 questions that Jehovah's Witnesses are asked before they get baptized. Have they repented of their sins and dedicated their life to Jehovah and accepted Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior? And they're asked if they understand that their baptism identifies them as one of Jehovah's Witnesses. Neither of these questions are a vow of unwavering loyalty to the governing body and whatever they declare as truth. Nor is it a vow to never express criticism of the organization and its policies. So when someone says you know what you were getting into or this is what you agreed to, in reality, it isn't. As I said, I never vowed to never criticize the governing body or to never express disagreement with them. I never promised not to criticize the governing body, and when I discovered that they were covering over the abuse of children, I spoke out about it. And when I realized that many of their doctrines were provably false, I also spoke out about it. The irony is that the governing body routinely comes out with new light, replacing old doctrines and expecting their followers to just accept these new interpretations. They are allowed to change their minds about previous beliefs, but you're not allowed to change yours.